Before I begin my speech, let me tell you a favorite line of mine from the movie Little Women in 2019 to give you a sneak peek of what we will be talking about today. Joe March in a scene said that women, they have minds and they have souls as well as just hearts, and they've got ambition and they've got talent as well as just beauty. And I'm so sick of people saying that love is all a woman is fit for. Don't we all agree, my fellow kababaihans? I was in awe when I witnessed this scene, and I was filled with satisfaction how great it was, how impactful it was, and how meaningful it was for me, a woman myself. It was entitled of women empowerment, that women were just more than a bearer of a child and a justification for romance, and amidst the modernity, despite the drastic changes in society, we cannot hide that women are still degraded in today's generation. Violence against women. It is considered as a gender-based violence because it is inflicted on women due to their sex. According to the United Nations Declaration on the Elimination of Violence Against Women in 1993, it is an act of gender-based violence that results in physical, sexual, or psychological harm or suffering to women, including threats of such acts, coercion, or arbitrary deprivation of liberty that may happen publicly and privately. The world has seen women as someone weak, objects of deprivation, a domestic figure that should be under men's control and power. This is a statement from a victim of the said violence and came from an abusive relationship. She said, "I should have left sooner." Though I may not disclose this person's identity, but she has become part of my life and my family. Moving on, these kinds of confessions are evidences of the continuous spread of violence that women experiences on a daily basis. But when we say women, it does not mean that the cisgender females only. We also need to include those who are lesbians and trans women. Thus, this abuse is a human rights violation taking place every day, many times over, in every corner of the globe. It can happen inside a house or even in a public area. We may say in a park, in a restaurant, or in a mall. The most common case of violence against women is domestic abuse. According to United Nations Women Organization, domestic abuse is any pattern of behavior used to gain power and control over the intimate partner. It contains all physical, sexual, emotional, economic, and psychological actions or threats of actions that influences another person. Aside from the abuse among women, it does not only take form with domestic violence, but it can go further as more cases rises every year. The most worst case of violence against women is femicide. It is an intentional murder of women killed because they are women, and it is associated with honor killing. What is honor killing? Honor killing pertains to murder of a family member, usually women or a girl. So why does this happen? It is because this individual has brought dishonor to the family, and this dishonor pertains to the transgression or choice of gender orientation of that female member. Another type of violence against women is the female genital mutilation, which is a practice by countries in Western, Eastern, or Northeastern regions of Africa. The form of violation is considered as a social norm, as it is a step to marriage and adulthood for girls. It alters or causes injury to the female genital organs for non-medical reasons. Thus, in 1997, it was classified by the World Health Organization, UNICEF, and the UNFPA that it is a violence. Now, the question is, are women protected against this violence? Philippine Statistics Authority recorded that 1 out of 4, or 26%, of women ages from 15 to 49 had experienced physical, emotional, or sexual violence. And to answer the question, the Republic Act 9262. It is an act defining violence against women and their children, providing protective measures for victims, prescribing penalties, therefore, and other purposes. This was signed by former President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo in support of women's rights and feminist groups, as a protection of the rights of women and children against gender-based violence. Furthermore, anyone who violates these acts shall receive charges, penalties, and filed criminal charges to the suspect or the perpetrator. Therefore, to give light upon the pressing issues on violence against women, we women should not be afraid to fight what it is right. Violence against women is a violation of human rights and it should not be tolerated and accepted. I have seen women violence, and I could not stand this peccable and prejudiced behavior surface in society. These abuses have caused impacts on women's psychological and emotional health, causing them trauma, making them unable to return to the kind of life they used to live, where they were free and happy. But despite the detrimental happenings, organizations and the government put efforts in addressing these issues and made it possible to implement protection and security on women's dignity and life. Though it is still a long fight, but always remember, my fellow kababaihan, babae tayo, hindi tayo basta babae lang. Before I go, let me remind everyone that one day in this world, women will take the lead. Thank you.